ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Wre-Wind Wrestling Network, where I, your host, Ted, will be with my co-hosts, the New Mouth of the South, Tyler Peters, and the Brazilian Destroyer, Vinicious, as we talk all things professional wrestling happening in the professional wrestling world, the indies, the pros, everywhere you go. Let's get right into Wre-Wind Wrestling Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Wre-Wind Wrestling Radio here on the Wre-Wind Wrestling Network. And the whole cast is back. Vinicious is out of jail. Angela officially raised enough money on OnlyFans to bail him out. So
right.
Thank you.
You know, screw you for sending me shady packages in the mail with all those Biden votes in them, man. I mean, just it's all on you. It's all on you, man.
I was just trying to save our republic.
Yeah, it is what it is, brother. It is what it is. Obviously, we are here in the most festive of times. It is just after Christmas, and we are here to have our kind of 2020 just celebration, man. You know, 2020 was kind of an F-off year, but I'll tell you what, we certainly took advantage of it over here. We've done some fun things, and we are excited just to talk our favorite things about 2020, about wrestling. But before we can get to any of that, unfortunately, as we're filming this today, it is a Sunday. It's not usually our time to film. We usually film on Thursdays, but Thursday, was Christmas Eve. So yesterday, we all received news in the evening that Jon Huber, better known in the WWE as Luke Harper and in AEW as Brody Lee, passed away rather suddenly. The reason that was given was a non-COVID related lung issue. And, from what we understand, it was kind of, things were kind of known for a little while, but there was no, there was no press about it. They didn't want it public, and then he passed. And, obviously we want to send all of our condolences to the Huber family and to the friends of Jon Huber. The wrestling community has shown a huge outpouring of love on social media. It's weird to scroll through Twitter and see so much love as we've seen these last 24 hours or so. And so I would just implore the wrestling community to just continue to have that feeling of not wanting to lose someone, and to continue to support each other, regardless of brand, regardless of whether you've worked with them or not. Everyone that's in the business is in the business, and it's the same way with any profession. Teachers rally behind teachers, plumbers rally behind plumbers. It's but please, for all the fans that are out there, just continue to show that respect and that love and that admiration, and keep any of your negative stuff to yourself, right? This isn't the time for that. And, anyone who wants to unfollow me on Twitter because of it, do it, And so we're going to when we wrap up tonight, we'll wrap up with some of our favorite Luke Harper, Brody Lee moments, as fans of his, as fans of professional wrestling. And it wouldn't be 2020 without a Tyler Ticker for this episode.
Yeah,
and
sure
so Tyler Ticker is on Tyler number 1 here. We're gonna just muddle through, guys. We're gonna have fun tonight. It's a party. Yeah. It's a celebration. Let's have fun. Let's kick it off. And I want to say just to everyone that's on the show, to Vinicious, to Tyler, to Ivy, to Amy, thank you guys so much for jumping on for an additional show. I know we hadn't talked about this much before, last week, but I wanted to get the whole crew on to send 2020 off the right way. And, and I want to say a huge thank you to all of our supporters on social media, to all of our supporters that are involved in the Wre-Wind Wrestling Network. You guys are tremendous, and you've been doing so much for us. So thank you. Yes, you. Nisha's over here pointing to every person out there.
Yep.
Keep doing it. All right,
here's
guys.
my hand. Reach out and touch my hand.
Yeah, thank you. I was gonna say thank you before, of course, I had my ticker. Yeah, I'm gonna be Jim Cornette tonight. I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you that much. It's actually not a real ticker. If you guys ever seen The Prestige, Tyler actually dies and a new Tyler is created every time.
That's what really happened.
I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's kind of crazy.
Perfect.
If you think about it. It's horrible.
Perfect. It's horrible and it's fantastic all at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Renewal, refreshing.
Exactly.
What a dynamic.
Oh man. I'm digging Ref Amy's hat tonight. It's definitely a Christmas
warm.
story.
Yep.
It's
It's
so
warm. You
it's
live in
super
Florida.
Cute. Yeah.
You
It's
live
super
in-
cute unless you're the deer that sees her coming at you with that shotgun. Then it's
That
not
one up
cute
there.
at all.
That one up there.
Then it's scary as hell. That's a scary hat. Oh, Tyler. We're going to get a new Tyler in a second here. One with a little more charisma than the last. Just keep
Oh,
it.
there you go.
he is. Oh, I already see it. Look at it.
And there it is. There's a big smile.
Yeah. Oh,
Charisma
yeah.
+1.
Yeah. I've got a great picture right now. He's
Yeah.
got the bottle up. That's what I was seeing.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk some of our favorite things from wrestling in 2020, guys. There's so much that happened. There's literally there was countless things that came that we all were like, ooh, that's cringeworthy. Ooh, we don't know why we keep watching this. But then there were those moments that kind of happened all throughout the year where we were like, man, this is effing fantastic.
Yeah.
Why isn't every week like this? So I definitely want to hear what you guys think, what some of your retrospective of the year is. And I think I want to start with Ref Amy. Ref Amy, coming to you first. Ladies first.
Yeah. So one of the things I really enjoyed about this year was watching the industry adapt to COVID. And watching like all the misfires, going through that, like, what was it, 2 months with no like fan noise, nobody in the crowd, and just seeing the silent SmackDowns and Raws. The best adaptation I think I loved about this year was seeing the what do you call it, the pre-taped matches or cinematic universe kind of things. My match of the year today is still the Firefly Funhouse from WrestleMania. I thought it was such, like, the imagery, John Cena allowing like Bray Wyatt to deconstruct him in ways that we never even saw. That Nikki Bella part where he makes fun of him for that, I still can't believe it. So yeah, I think the best thing to come out of 2020 in wrestling is the fact that you have the potential for cinematic matches now. And I'm actually sad that The Undertaker is now retired, or at least retired for now, because I think there was so many more years left on him with the cinematic matches.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's and that's a great way to look at this year in wrestling, because it has been a year of adaptation. It has been a year of just trying to figure it out. Trying to figure it out. Now, I said ladies first, so let's go to Vinicious next. No, I'm kidding.
Pointed that Amy's favorite match wasn't El Jefe Santos versus Agony.
It's a close second.
But this Firefly match. Sorry, go ahead. You can go to, of course, the other woman on our show, Tyler. Go ahead. Tyler has frozen now.
Oh boy, Tyler Ticker's up to like number 3 or 4 now. Ivy, go ahead.
Oh God, I don't know. There were definitely some pretty good things this year. I think one of the things that I really did like, though, and it's just like me being a sappy mom, was Becky Lynch's pregnancy announcement. I think they executed that really well. Like they kind of pulled Asuka in and they did that whole thing, and the whole little reaction was really cute. And I think that it was cool to see, Becky get emotional, because we didn't really see that side of her too much. We always kind of saw the badass, the man walking out. So to kind of see her get super emotional about that was, I thought that was like really touching, and a very good way for them to like announce her pregnancy and, send her on her way. And I can't wait to see her come back. I think she's going to do some pretty cool shit.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, that anytime we get to humanize the people on screen and make that connection with them, I think we get more invested as a whole, for sure. And I think that's probably the best way to do it. I'm also just realizing that my name tag on here is still Nelio, and
it fits you better, Nelio. It fits you better. You look like an Nelio.
I look like an Nelio. All right, cool.
Yeah. The CIA had an Nelio Cuomo costume. You look like one of those G-man over there.
Oh man. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go to Tyler while he's
still
I'm still here. Yeah. I'm going to go with the cinematic matches, like Amy said. Probably the Undertaker AJ Styles really impressed me, because the way Undertaker could do that, I think that's what Sting's trying to do with AEW. So I'm actually impressed with those. So I know I was a little critical at first, but I think she made a great point. I think that was another match that I would put up there as a big moment in wrestling this year was the Boneyard match.
For sure.
Yeah. I had that listed as well. I think they did a very good job with that. It was a good way to make Taker look good, you know?
Yeah,
So.
for sure. For sure. All right, let's go to Big Daddy V. Papa Claus.
Yeah, you know, I'd have to say there was one in particular wrestler who was incredibly inspirational this year. You know, it was something that was, some say it came out of nowhere, but it really made COVID worth, dealing with. And I would have to say it's when Goldberg defeated The Fiend. And then, of course, went on to main event WrestleMania. It was truly something that, you never saw coming because the resiliency of, the man, as you will. I mean, I'm sorry, one of the original men, Goldberg, at such an advanced age. I just felt that you had things obviously like global pandemics and whatnot, but this just made it all worthwhile, I would say. It's Goldberg. So that's my answer.
Goldberg.
I knew it was going to happen. I freaking knew that he was going to do it, especially because I think that Goldberg's going to be Roman's opponent at the Royal Rumble now, too.
Which I'm excited for, because a rumor is they might actually have fans at the Royal Rumble. Mm-hmm. So, if the ticket costs me $5,000, $6,000, $8,000, $9,000, as long as Goldberg's there, I'll be there, I'll buy two just to continue.
You gonna fly me down too, Daddy?
I need one. No. I need one seat for me and one seat for my excitement. I think. Sorry, guys.
If we all quarantine together, then we can all go together, right? Like,
exactly.
That's true. Yeah.
Listen, just give me a bottle of wine and I'll be good. So.
Okay, 100%. Yeah. We'll have our very own super spreader event, everybody. It'll be great.
Gosh, yeah.
We'll be bringing COVID together from 3 states, so we'll have 3 different strains.
I think the natural conclusion to the tribal chief, which has been a great storyline, but I think the natural conclusion is for him to lose to Goldberg at the Royal Rumble out of nowhere, and then move down the card.
Much.
I think that's really, and then just slowly move down the card. I think that's very important, and it makes sense. That's the most important part.
Oh man. I can't. I hate you so much. Tyler's frozen, or else he would tell you that he hates you too.
On that note, let's relish the fact.
Tyler, relax, take a breath.
But let's relish the fact that Roman Reigns is finally heel.
That's
2020.
True. That made the things.
Who would have known?
Made things a lot better.
John Cena and Roman Reigns both turned heel in 2020.
Yeah, we didn't realize this. Yeah, because he started doing all those deals with China, right?
Oh, obviously. No, because he joined the NWO. Hello.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he did. That was.
I think it's a bigger heel move that he's, in bed with the Chinese.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying,
it's like real life heel shit, dude.
So that's why he's in all the Transformers
that's why
movies,
that's why he was learning Mandarin, is because he wanted to be a guard at this Uyghur camp or something like that. I'm sorry, it's messed up. I don't know why. Anyone who tries to escape those camps, they get a big AA. They throw the punch.
Oh my god!
I don't know why he does that, but he has plenty of money. I don't know. He does it for fun, I guess.
Tyler is not abused.
Huge heel turn.
Don't worry about it. I'm good by now. I'm just, every time I go to talk, it's like, okay, freezes up.
Oh my god!
I might as well have a cinematic.
You're not in the shower.
Yeah, you got to get in the shower.
We're supposed to be in the shower with a Santa hat tonight.
Well, that's scary. Now that's Halloween. That's the bad Halloween.
Yeah, John Cena's like outside your door, making sure the internet's not getting it.
John Cena, yeah. Now we're gonna Firefly Funhouse.
You know what? I know who's causing all the tickers for him, man. It's that troll from AEE. It's that troll from All Everything Entertainment.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Actually, if we're gonna go the worst moments of that AEE guy in bed with John Cena, I hear. The most evil man.
Oh
the
man.
Most evil dudes hanging out.
Yeah. Oh, what a douchebag that guy is. All right, so.
Plus the AEE guy. That guy's a jerk too.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, you can talk about him. Yeah, please.
Yeah,
that's a Christmas present. That's why I put that. I tweeted that.
Oh man.
Oh, did you tweet it for real?
Well, no, because he was impersonating the new website. I mean, he was getting that low that he was making himself out to be the boss.
Tyler, honey, I told you. Yeah. All you got to do is say the word, and I will handle that.
Yep. He's not worth it.
Done.
Tell him identity theft is a crime.
We'll get him a subscription to the OnlyFans.
Seriously.
Wine almost came out of my nose. Come on.
One, yeah.
I was just saying he couldn't write a McDonald's menu. That's why, because he wanted to come at me. I never claimed to be a Stephen King writer.
Yeah.
Let's get off that, man. I could.
Man, I've read like 50 McDonald's menus. I don't know what this guy's talking about. Tyler, you too, right? What is this guy talking about?
That's right.
I don't know. And I promise I've just had water.
Jesus.
What?
I promise we're not drunk yet. Like what?
Yeah, no, I barely had one bottle.
Oh man.
I'm working on it.
This is everything, guys. I love you. Thank you so much.
All
right, so I'm gonna talk about my favorite 2020 moment.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Please, Nelly, go ahead.
So first of all, I want to point out there for all of you guys that I think that it's a little ironic considering how back and forth we've gone about AEW on this show, that nobody had any favorite AEW memories for this year.
I have one listed.
You have one listed?
I didn't get there yet. I have a list. I have a whole list in front of me.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
She did homework?
I did homework.
What is this?
Santa's list.
Yo, you didn't send me your homework so I could copy it. What the hell?
The list of
I've never
Ivies.
been one of those. I used to charge people to copy my homework in high school. Come on, Ted.
Now you're just charging people for OnlyFans. Jesus. You
Exactly. The hustle never stops.
Oh, man. So,
no, but I did have an AEW moment, but go ahead.
Okay. So I have mixed feelings about AEW as a whole, and you guys know that. First of all, Tyler's face right now is priceless. Thank you for this, Tyler. It's a holiday gift for all of us.
Take a drink.
Every time Tyler freezes.
That would be, yeah.
Well, you got to do something. I mean, cover.
Oh, man.
God knows something.
So
Tyler, are you drinking when it freezes? Like, what are you
He's like,
God knows.
He's hydrating.
God knows what I do.
He's hydrating.
God knows.
Gatorade. H2O.
It's Water Boy. There you go.
There you go. So I have mixed feelings about AEW as a whole. I think it's trending towards being WCW more and more, with a lot of the stuff that we've seen. I think that there's some things that will fix themselves just because they will have learned from failures of the past, and the people in charge seem to do that a bit. Oh, there's one of the cats.
One of them. One of the three. She doesn't like me too much.
Take a drink.
Take a drink. But one of my favorite memories of this year has been discovering Sammy G, because I did not know Sammy G before AEW, and learning about the Spanish God and watching his stuff on YouTube, by the way, is hilarious. Mm-hmm. His stuff on YouTube is fantastic. So one of my favorite things about 2020 in wrestling was just getting to watch this guy work for the first time, because it's rare now, because everything in WWE kind of looks the same. When we had Ariel Levy on, and we'll promote Ariel in just a minute. I know Nelly was like, "Fight now! When can I fit it in?" But
I think Ariel looks more like the WWE guy than Sammy Guevara, though, right?
Well, no,
they don't all look exactly the same, dude.
No, but
the Latin lover boys and stuff. Go ahead.
True. When Ariel was on, he said to you and I, he said, they talked to us about this style that they've created so that we can do it for 300 days a year, and so because of that, WWE tends to look very much the same all the time.
Yeah.
And AEW has given us a little bit of a break from that, which is fantastic. But I think that Sammy G has kind of been like my underrated star of the year. And granted, he did some dumb shit on social media. But everybody does some dumb shit on social media at some point, and I'm glad that he was able to come back and to continue what he was doing, because I'm super excited to see where he goes in 2021. And I was also super excited for the Roman Reigns heel turn. You know, I think that this run for him has been fantastic. I think that he's gotten over more in the last 4 months than he got over in the 4 years before that. You know, I think that this run for him is fantastic, and I'm super excited to see what comes next for it. And I sure hope it's not to lose it to Goldberg in January. I sure hope not. I hope he beats the piss.
I hope you're wrong, man.
Oh man, I hope.
Spear versus Spear. It's the match we all needed to have at WrestleMania, and now we're gonna have it at.
It can happen. He just
Royal
can't beat him.
Rumble.
Yeah.
Goldberg can't win.
You're right.
That's right.
Roman can't beat him. It's impossible.
It needs to be-
I agree, Andy.
Instead of being a 60-second squash match, it needs to be a 90-second squash match, and Roman just needs to Superman punch him like 12 times.
Well, the longest Goldberg match, I believe, is 19 minutes. And so I would say that
is that a WWE match?
I think it was a WCW match.
Was it the William Regal one?
Diamond Dallas Page
Diamond
was
Dallas Page.
maybe 19 minutes or so, maybe 18 minutes.
Was that at Road Wild?
That was at Halloween Havoc. It was after Hogan and Warrior.
Oh, yeah.
And it went off the pay-per-view. Great match. Probably one of Goldberg's best match. So I would say, if it took him, 17 minutes to beat Diamond Dallas Page, I understand if it takes him 12 minutes to beat Roman Reigns. You can do something like that, 11 minutes to beat Roman Reigns. I think that makes logical sense,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they could go longer. Yeah.
All right. I just hope that
I just don't know if Roman can hang with him. All right, sorry, go.
Yeah.
How long was that long Undertaker match? How long was Goldberg and Undertaker? When did that happen? Was that this year? Or
that was in Saudi.
Like
that was in 19, right? That was in 2019.
okay.
All the years just roll together now.
Yeah, it was in Saudi. They haven't been to Saudi
my
this year because of COVID.
Oh yeah.
No, they were there in January, weren't they? I thought they were in January.
Didn't Goldberg win in January?
Before COVID.
I don't think so. I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's when they got trapped.
No, Bray Wyatt. He took up like 20 curb stomps.
Yeah.
Was that in Saudi Arabia? No, he won it in Saudi Arabia.
But he lost it though.
So it was in December? Man, I wish there was something like some sort of global interwebbing that could just tell us all these things.
I'm working on it,
I wish
brother.
something like that existed, Jamie, pull that up. Jamie.
I know it feels like 10 years.
Was June 7th, 2019.
Yeah, but I think they went to
when
Saudi.
was the-
when
when
the last
was-
time they were in
earlier.
Saudi was. Hold on.
No, last time they were in Saudi was after that.
Like 2 times after.
Man.
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
And thank God for the Saudis to give us such great wrestling, huh, guys?
Super Showdown 2020. It was February 27th.
Wow.
Yeah,
It
that
was
feels
two-
like 10 years ago.
It was 2
literally
days. It was 2 days
December.
after the birth of my daughter. I watched it holding my little 2-day-old daughter in my hands. I remember
Yeah,
that.
I remember it because they were talking
It
about
was so
trapping
good.
them there because of COVID.
Exactly. I was so excited for that. Now I remember that.
Hmm.
I was like, oh, I hope she's not born on Super Showdown. She came 2 days before. So,
There you
Oh,
go.
such a good baby.
That is cool. Yeah.
Oh man, oh man.
Got a baby, then he watched Goldberg win the title. It's just
did he win the
perfect
title in
couple-
Saudi?
I think so, yeah.
Oh my God, that was the greatest weekend of my life.
That
Wow.
Because they knew if they did it in front of an American crowd.
it was like in the top 5, but now it's like the top. Now that happened,
It's number 1 for sure.
Exactly. Then it skyrocketed from the top 7 or 8 to the top.
Yeah, they couldn't do that in front of an American crowd, right?
Oh Jesus.
Oh my God,
God
birth of my
save us.
daughter, and then on top of that,
And then he got
Goldberg.
and then he got the best Chris
oh my
Mahana
God. But then the
present
whole
ever.
world. See, that's weird. Like I have a baby, and the whole world just closes down for 8 months. So I actually spent so much time with my baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's as if the whole world just runs around me. Like,
My
it's like
fiance
exactly
came
what I
off of
needed.
paternity and then had to go back on staying at home because of COVID.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's been wild.
I don't know what
So-
it feels like. I've worked the entire damn
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
So
So
a
my
frontline hero.
gain is Ivy's
Respect.
loss, and like
I gotta
330,000 Americans lost too, and like a
it's
million
a true
people
sacrifice that I
in
was
the world. Unfortunately, no, it's horrible. But like I got to spend time with my baby, which probably wouldn't have happened. Not too much.
Yep.
And that is a blessing of
it's a
2020.
huge blessing. That is the
Absolutely.
blessing of
Absolutely.
2020, plus a Goldberg title reign.
Yeah,
They're
plus
right
a Goldberg
there.
title reign.
Like
You
they're
know?
right there.
Jesus. I forgot that Goldberg held the championship in 2020.
Wow.
I legit did.
It feels like 10 years ago.
It does.
It really does.
It's
The life
because
is
COVID time
moving.
moves different.
Life is
I
moving
went
strange. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Bash on the Beach when they were here in Miami, AEW, and that feels like 3 years ago. I was like,
Yeah.
that happened this year? What?
Yeah. Yeah,
Craziness.
I agree. Oh, am I losing my hair? No, I'm not.
Yes.
Actually getting better. Sorry.
Oh man. Well,
Did you go with us? Were you training yet, Amy?
No, I didn't start training till May.
Nice.
and now she's senior referee, Amy Veronica over
Yeah.
at CCW,
Getting
She's
RKO'd left and
badass.
right.
Yeah. She took a huge RKO. Did you guys see it?
No, I didn't get a chance to see it yet.
Oh,
I
Tyler,
didn't.
you're fired from.
Yeah.
You're not doing the CCW show then. You don't watch the product. Get
No.
the hell out, Tyler.
And he ticked.
Oh, then he's gone. Yep.
Yeah, no, didn't even hear you fire him.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can take it back if you want now.
Why would I want to do that?
Oh man.
Yeah, she took a great bump. So that should be one of your top moments in 2020. Took a nice bump.
Yeah.
Took an RKO from La Brava.
Tyler
Yeah.
took a pretty
It took
sick bump too.
Yeah, decent headbutt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because
right.
in practice I injured myself on Tyler.
You did? I didn't
did.
know that. Yeah,
I did.
man.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
bad. I should have.
I was worried for protecting you. So when I did the headbutt, I smashed my own head
Yeah.
because I was so worried. And then during the actual headbutt during the show, I said, "Fuck it, I'll hurt him. I don't give a shit."
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
What about you,
I
Tyler?
appreciate
What did you do? How would you feel like this year, like through COVID and everything? Answer immediately, please.
Yeah.
I said answer now, sir. What are you hiding? Your silence is deafening. Well, I guess that answers everything, doesn't it, guys?
For us, yeah, right when I was going to answer, I'm like, hey, what'd you do?
Yeah, right.
But yeah.
Let me hear you now.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Like
I don't
story.
know. What's the question again? Repeat it. I may freeze again. Who knows?
Out of all the Goldberg title reigns, which is your favorite?
My favorite? I'm going back to WCW if that's the favorite. I'm not, it's not going to be WWE with all due respect to its run there. I mean, that's got to be.
so respectful. So
Right.
Maybe
respectful.
you had to
I'm
work.
trying,
You had to work during a global pandemic, and it was horrible. And then, of course, wrestling stopped in the East Coast. Like for the most part, right? Like Ted, Ivy.
Mhm.
So, like, are you looking forward to being able to do more stuff, or like, are you taking it as a mental break? I guess it's not a mental break because you're working so hard, right? Ivy, that's for Ivy. Your silence is deafening.
The hustle never stops,
I know.
baby. It never stops.
Yeah, it stops. I was laughing because it run on cue. There you go.
How about you, Ted? What do you feel about this year? You work like a dog. You work like all day.
Listen, man. This is my 11th year teaching,
Wow.
and this year's the hardest I've ever worked. Ever. And I mean, I used to pull 70-hour weeks every week when I was a high school band director. I was out there, we had competitions every weekend. I had jazz band, I had marching band, I had indoor, I had, I did the plays, this is the hardest I've ever worked in my life is this year. And
You've had to adapt.
Yeah, I had to. And there's potential of me owning my own karate school starting in June.
Oh, I'm excited. We excited.
So that's gonna be crazy in and of itself.
That means free lessons for my kids, right?
For sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, you just got.
No, I just want to
put.
I just want to see what your
Listen,
studio
it's
looks
not
like. We can
that
put a
far.
low boy in there and start training people.
Listen.
Kick some people in the head.
If I wasn't only renting the facility 2 days a week.
Okay.
But in 3 years, when I'm renting it 5 days a week or 7 days a week,
Mhm.
we can talk.
Yeah.
Ted, I have a question. I have Nelio, I have a question about band, being a band director or being a band. So
If you ask me about band camp, I'm going to punch you in the face.
no,
Please.
please. I'm well versed in band camp, Nelio. My question is this. So you get some kids, right? And like
Yep.
they start early, 6th grade. I don't know how early they start with you.
We start them in 5th grade in
Beautiful.
our school district.
So they do like you do like a little test on their melodies and stuff,
Mhm.
and like if they're decent, right? And then you put all the shitty ones in percussion, right?
No.
Then next comes trombone, and then the ones with any talent get like the violin, not violin because you probably don't have violin, but the flute, and like trumpets and stuff. Is that how it works? Because I feel that's how it works.
So
Everyone
look
goes
and I'd
for
be like-
percussion first.
I would be like I would look in the back and I'd be like, okay, these idiots don't know anything about music, so they're just hitting a drum. And then these guys over here, they're kind of like halfway, so they're the trombones. And then the trumpets tend to be pretty good. And then the flute's pretty good. Now, I don't want to, break kayfabe on your school or anything like that, but there has to be some sort of method on why you choose the instruments, right?
there's definitely a method. What I will tell you is that I thank God that you're not a band director.
But how does that work?
So for me, and everyone does it a little differently. Percussion is usually the most popular first choice for kids when they're beginning. So we actually auditioned the percussionists, and we only take X amount of percussionists. And then we say to everybody else, we're like, listen, you didn't make the cut for percussion. If you want to play something else, we will help you find out which works best for you.
Gotcha.
That's what happened to me.
Is it?
Yeah, when I was in band, they were like, just pick something else. Stop.
Yep.
Believe it or not, guys, I was in band too. I played the flute.
I played the French
So
horn.
Yeah,
you were
I
good.
Haven't done it in
I-
a really long time, but
I do believe that, actually. I do believe that.
And
that was a band too.
yeah.
Oh, man. There's so many jokes about blowing to be made there. I mean,
Yeah.
Tyler, what did you play? The flute.
No, I tried piano. That was pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'm slow.
He's
but-
got good fingers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
hey,
Yeah.
Christian
Wow.
Christian
We're-
Mingle.
Yeah.
That's a
Wow.
Christian Mingle tagline. I'm good with my fingers,
Or Mormon mingle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because
Well, now he's being greedy with Mormon mingle.
Yeah.
he just
see?
wants all the denominations.
Yo, Amy lost her hat. What the hell?
Yeah.
It was really hot.
What the hell?
Yeah. No, I am in.
All right, fine. I'll put it back in. I had a break.
I am sweating right now. I don't have
Fair.
anything on. I don't have anything on under this though, unfortunately. So I'm stuck.
Angela, didn't you say you needed a second bachelorette party or something? Like,
There you go.
Listen,
did we order now?
Look. I'm not a great stripper, but I'm incredibly affordable. Incredibly affordable.
Finalized. I need to have a full-on divorce party with strippers
Nice.
and all the above. Like, I gotta have it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, I'm super cheap, so don't worry about it. Incredibly affordable.
Oh,
Can't be any
shit.
worse than the stripper that I got for my birthday this year. So
Nice. It's like some
Yeah,
old Cuban
my-
guy, right? These
I
Cuban
told my
guys.
parents jokingly that I wanted a stripper for my birthday. They decided to throw like a party. And one of my dad's friends comes out. They blindfold me, okay? They freaking put on Pony by Genuine. And
Oh my
one of my
god.
dad's friends comes out in long underwear. And like this
Fantastic.
Thank
weird
God.
hat on and gives me a whole lap dance and I'm blindfolded. I was mortified.
Oh
was-
my god.
That was a
this is-
highlight.
Parents,
Funny.
that's shit I'm gonna do to my kids. I'm so
Oh
happy.
my God.
Yeah, that seems more like a federal crime.
I mean, I'm 26. So
I'm just kidding.
Listen, you got to sign this contract that says whatever happens in this room is okay.
Right.
That's true.
We're not telling you what's going to happen, but it's going to turn into
Okay.
Saw by the end. I promise.
Oh God.
man.
That's so funny.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
2020 has been it's been an interesting year for sure. I mean, like I know Ted, you said it's the hardest year that you worked, and I kind of feel the same myself.
Yep.
I've been in healthcare for like almost 6 years now, and I don't ever remember being this burnt out from work. Like it has been absolutely insane. I mean, it started off, just like a regular year with us, and then all of a sudden COVID hits, everybody's got the Rona, and I'm taking care of like majorly ill respiratory patients. And, to the point that I had to jump in and get a respiratory certification online because we needed respiratory nurses at my facility. And I was working 14 days straight for several, pay periods between April and May, and just like no sleep, patients were just getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And like, I think the most frustrating thing is like Ted knows, like up in our area, there's a lot of people that haven't taken things, you know, that seriously. So to be a nurse that's like overworking myself to death and to have people that just don't freaking comply with things. And then seeing all these people, you have the people, oh, it's not real. It's not real. I'm like, tell that to the patients that I freaking treat, you know? So it's definitely been quite an interesting year, which is cool because like, I do feel like, you know, the whole podcast thing, you know, has kind of given me a little bit of stress relief. You know, it's like one thing I don't have to focus on, you know, worrying about COVID at the time. So it's been cool. I've been very excited to be here with you guys.
I agree with you, but Tyler clearly does not. Tyler did not like that.
Tyler is scrutinizing.
I mean, Tyler, it is real, dude. Just chill out for a second. He was mad at your statement.
No,
is it time to drink again?
Yeah, no. I'm trying. It's not you all. It's a technical difficulty.
Tyler, did you get a new microphone?
Yeah, it's a Yeti, man.
Ooh.
Nice.
I'm trying to go uptown. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up.
Boom.
We got one at the school, Amy. Just take it home.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Boom. Look at that.
Cool. Yeah, there you go.
Look at that. All right. So, Jesus, we're off the rails, and I love it. This is a fantastic episode.
A holiday episode.
Talking about rails, man.
You got the Rona. You got the
right.
Rona.
No,
oh wait, did I show you guys? Look,
I'm immune.
My shirt.
Jesus Christ, that was the naughty.
Perfect.
Delio, never do that again. I mean, sorry, not the Brazilian. Sorry.
Yeah, my Santa suit says naughty on it too, but I wrote it myself.
And it's written on the inner thigh.
Yeah, it's written. Yeah, inner thigh. That's right.
Yeah, there you go. Boom. So, all right, before we bring this thing back all the way, I just want to say thank you guys because and Angela, touched on this a second ago. This podcast, like, and I've had my ups and downs with this damn thing, right? This show has been through 3 iterations in 2020. It was the Wre-Wind Wrestling podcast, and then it was the Jolt and Joe Wrestling radio show, and now it's the Wre-Wind Wrestling radio show. And, I got to thank you guys for breathing some new life into this thing, and helping me keep on, because I got to tell you, there are times where it's like, it's not worth the grind, and I want to give up on it. And you guys are making it awesome. And the interaction that I've gotten recently on social media from people has definitely made it easier to get back on the grind about too. So I want to say thank you.
Like, I would say, unfortunately, like 90% of the thank you, but 90% of the people who listen to this are completely toxic. But those 10% that are good people who are worth it, I want to thank you 10%. Now, if you listen to it, you might be at 10%.
You just froze, bro. You just had a Tyler ticker.
He did.
I just Tylered out. Yeah, I did that on purpose. I Tylered out.
It's because he was talking about.
But no, thank you guys. No, I wanted to say the same thing Ted said. Like, thank you guys so much. It's been so fun. And then, I know, like, our spouses. Ted's spouse, Amy's fiance. My girlfriend. Ivy's dad's friend or something.
Oh my
God. And of course, Tyler's mom. They all like really. They've been really great in helping us too, because there's time commitments and stuff. So I want to thank you guys.
Oh God.
Leave it to him.
No,
it is that weird week, right? That weird week after Christmas, before New Year's, right? It's such a weird.
We don't know what day it is, what time it is.
It's like, is it Saturday? What day is it? like.
I mean, that's been all of 2020 for me. I'm just drunk all the time.
Exactly.
Whenever she's not on duty, let's put that out there.
Of course.
You could sneak one. You're a nurse. You deserve it.
Listen, you'd be surprised at some of the nurses I know that keep a bottle in their car for rough nights. So.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I'm gonna do the responsible thing here and bring us back around. And I'm just gonna go ahead and ask: does anyone else have any other favorite 2020 wrestling related memories that they want to run down?
I do. And it's a little bit selfish, but Alive Wrestling, 15 weeks of professional wrestling, produced, edited, and done, I think, better than like 99% of other promotions, 98%, let's say. And I think that was a huge, like it forces us to adapt. We were so used to running big ass shows once a month and relying so much on Sabu and
Super Crazy
and the Brooklyn Brawler. And other people too, like to come in and draw a house and we wrestle and we get our money and we go home, but to actually changing into what feels like a cohesive promotion and moving forward into 2021 as a cohesive promotion has just been awesome. And it was really, I'm lucky to have my own business and do my own stuff. And then I'm here with my daughter, and I love to train, but it was really, COVID was like, look, let's focus ourselves differently. So it was a horrible thing, but you have to change and grow. So now younger, interesting talents that want to work for CCW, like they're dying to. So that's been really a crazy highlight of the year, not just the shows, like Sabu and Alex Ocean, the Nashville show where, Tyler did such a great job. You did a good job, buddy. You don't have to freak out like that. I know he's nervous about, me talking about him, but all of that stuff has been awesome. But just as a whole, that's been really, really fun. And hopefully in 2021, even better stuff comes out,
Yep.
Like every week we can try to get better and better,
Yeah. To back that up, like it was nice to see like indie wrestling evolve in that way and find new ways to make the money when you couldn't hold shows. So
yeah.
And I feel like if they keep that going even past COVID, I think
100%.
wrestling, indie wrestling is going to excel.
And as long as we supplement it with small armed robberies in small cities around the state of Florida, we'll be profitable. We'll continue being profitable.
Yeah.
As long as my wrestlers, put on masks.
Bail people out.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
And hold up old ladies by gunpoint for money. As long as that continues, we'll be profitable, for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Oh man, oh man, man, oh man. All right, anyone else with some favorite wrestling memories?
Oh, I have a couple. Okay.
Ooh.
Of course. All right. No. First, I'm gonna go with Edge returning at Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah, that was this year. Wow.
Listen,
10 years ago.
I absolutely love Edge. I was devastated, when he had to retire. So to see him be able to get back in the ring this year was just phenomenal for me. I absolutely loved it. And I mean, he looked good. I think he definitely looked good. He wanted to come back and he did the work that he needed to do. So, that was a big thing for me. And also my man, Jeff Hardy, getting that IC title for the 5th time. So I was excited to see that because I always enjoy seeing him win a title, a little belt around his waist. Anyway.
Plus Jeff Hardy, he threw pee-pee in that guy's face.
Yes,
you don't forget about that. That was a huge moment.
In Sheamus's face.
Oh,
Which
man.
I didn't care for that whole storyline. But
I'll drink to that, guys.
Cheers.
And then I'll throw some positive AEW stuff. Hangman finally seems like he's got like some sort of character development. He was kind of in limbo that first year at AEW, and now he's starting to get that stride. And when he eventually challenges Omega for the title, it's gonna be freaking sweet.
That's a wonderful one. Yeah, he got over.
Yeah, because when they tried to force him that first couple months, it was kind of like, we're not really into him. But now he's come into his own.
He was a little forced at first, but you're exactly right. I think you have to when you become yourself and turn it up to an 11, and he just became a angry alcoholic, which we missed. We all missed that. We wanted to watch it, so I thought that was wonderful.
Perfect.
Surely.
And speaking of AEW, we also had Sting, which while it might not be the best thing, I mean, totally nostalgic.
Oh, I popped.
So that was good.
Yeah, for sure.
I popped for sure.
Absolutely. It got a reaction.
Yep, for sure. And I think FTR having the handcuffs taken off. Are both Vinicious and Tyler frozen simultaneously right now?
No. I just realized I was
gonna say, do we have to drink again?
I have a guitar that a buddy of mine from TNA gave me, and I just realized Jeff Hardy is right here. And then Sting is right over here. I just realized that.
Oh,
that is awesome.
Boom.
I always plan on hitting somebody with that guitar. No, I won't.
Two autographed pictures of Jeff Hardy, and one of them was actually given to me at the February show that I did with Ted. So that was
Oh yeah, the ACPW show.
Yes, that was
amazing. Was that Wars of Revolution? That was Wars of Revolution.
Yes,
because that was the Revolution Championship.
Yep.
So but like I was about to say is FTR getting the handcuffs taken off a little bit and letting them just be them is definitely a highlight of 2020 for me, because I definitely felt them being stagnant. And the same thing with the Good Brothers over in Impact. And I think that the upswing that Impact has had this year is a blessing of 2020, because all those guys might have been cleaned out after WrestleMania on Black Wednesday. You know what I mean? But there's no guarantee that it would have happened if COVID hadn't been a thing, you know?
Right.
And now all those guys are out there doing great stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are doing it in Impact.
Yeah.
So
they are.
So that's something that I'm super grateful for in 2020 wrestling, is that we've got a couple more viable options now to go and just enjoy being a wrestling fan, which is really
once
cool.
again, it's that adaptability.
Sure. Yeah, it seems like it's a more level playing field now. Where with like the no crowds and stuff, like everyone's doing the same production and like a little bit different, but you see the scales down.
Yeah, I had to stop watching wrestling when there was zero crowds. It just is so weird, right? Like WrestleMania was weird. Like it took me out of it when Kevin Owens was climbing up to do the sign, when he jumped off the sign at WrestleMania, because I knew that they could literally cut. And you know what I mean? They literally could cut. You know what I mean?
Most of the climbing.
Edge and Randy Orton, like they would be like a cut, and I'd be like, they literally could have like took a drink of water,
right?
You know, relieved themselves, had
they
a sandwich,
did that at first,
and come back, right? Like
they
could have done all that.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Yeah, exactly.
The first couple of SmackDowns,
Randy Orton could be like DMing.
They would stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, they stopped wrestling during the commercial breaks.
Yeah.
Not realizing that the international crowds don't have commercial breaks.
That was
and so they would just see them stop fighting and sit there and talk.
Yeah, grab a hold, Daddy. It's horrible.
Oh man.
That's horrible.
No, but in all seriousness, 2020 was an interesting year for wrestling overall. I mean, and then like for the indies, like I truly do feel bad for the indies, because they don't have those big production crews and all of that. So, you know, Ted, I mean, you know how it's been up here. Like, for instance, ACPW, like we had a big Delcomania event planned, and then boom, COVID just totally knocked that out. And everybody's just kind of been sitting with nothing going on, and it sucks. I mean, a lot of the talent is like, you know, kind of picking up shows here and there, but just overall, I mean, I really truthfully do feel horrible for a lot of the indies wrestlers out there that have gotten, you know, so used to not really training and not doing any types of events or anything over the last several months, because that, you know, that waiting period of when are things going to pick back up for us.
For sure.
It sucks, but.
And it's weird because during the same time, like, I don't know, it's different, you know, Florida's so weird, but I was on my first, like, you know, national pay-per-view with pyro and all this crazy stuff at the same time, where, you know, was there a lot of people in the audience? No. You know, did it feel like it was cool? It was cool. So it's like a weird thing. Like, there's a lot of wrestlers who I see on social media who are just like, oh, like nothing's going on or whatever, and then you have Sebastian Cage, who's been reaching out like, hey, nothing's going on here.
Right.
Get me to Florida right now.
Like by which area, you know what I mean? Like in some areas there's nothing, other areas it is popping off. And you know, to see the difference there is really crazy.
Exactly. So there's also an opportunity where people are just like, you know what, like West Virginia is wide open, right? So I was talking to this guy, Beast Man, good guy, big dude, and he was just like, no, like, you know, just go out and do it. And so he was inviting guys to come up to West Virginia, drive up for the shows and stuff. And I was like, you know, that's good. You know, like professional wrestling should be, it's better when it's like that little bit of that outlaw mentality.
Yeah, 100%.
So like, especially independent wrestling should feel a little outlaw. Like, what's going to happen here? You know, is something wrong with this? Should this not be legal? And so I kind of like that there's a little bit of that like taste back to it. Of course, you know, for the safety of human beings, I hate, you know, the fact that it's like that. But wrestling can also exist in, you know, during this time, I think.
Yeah, within reason. So for sure.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I like to see the most was like, you know, just checking out my social media pages and seeing, the wrestlers who went months without any type of, training or anything like that, finally, posting that they got a match or, they went to an event, and just like to see how excited that made people. Like that,
and taking bumps, like taking bumps after weeks off, and then their body has to do it again.
Right.
Hearing stuff like that.
And like, I'm always going to be like a wrestling fan at heart. I'm always going to be a wrestling girl. So to see, the people that have that same type of, energy and that same passion for the business that I do, like, actually getting to partake in it, it really like made me feel good, because once COVID hit, like, we were all kind of in that area where we're like, what the heck's going to go on? Like, shows are done for the entire year, and to see things pick back up again, just like, it really made me happy to see that.
Yeah.
For sure. And you know what? Something else I'm really thankful for in 2020 is rediscovering Crowbar and his promos. His Twitter promos are fantastic. I love them so much.
Oh, they're awesome. Yeah.
I'm addicted.
Sure.
I want him on the show so bad. Everybody's got to work their voodoo magic and get us Crowbar.
I'll try to find a way.
I want him on the show.
Yeah.
I want him on the show so bad.
Oh.
So
you want me to work some magic, Ted? I have my book of
goodness.
spells.
Oh, God, yeah.
Look at that. There's
I have a
something
book
there's
of
something in
spells.
there for Brazilian Santa Clauses randomly appearing in your bedroom, right?
Oh my goodness.
Let's see
What is
here.
that's page 32.
little spell
There
spell
you
card
go.
here.
There you go.
Boom. Happy Festivus.
Yule. It is Yule.
Yule.
Yeah.
Celebrating
Skull.
Yule.
Fair enough.
Skull.
Fair enough. All right, guys. So I want to wrap up the show today by paying tribute to the late Jon Huber, and just thinking back on what some of our favorite memories of him in the ring, of him and just in professional wrestling are. From everything, I'm not going to pretend like we knew the guy. I didn't know the guy. The only person who might have known the guy would be Vinicious. And you never met him, right?
I met him a couple times. I never spoke to him, like sat down with him.
Right. And from everything that I'm reading about the guy, he is he's an example of what every working father should be, excited to get home to his kids at the end of the day, works his ass off so that his kids are proud of what he does. And that's fantastic. And so let's talk a little bit about what some of our favorite memories are of some of his work in honor of that. And I think I want to let's go to Tyler first before he freezes again. What's some of your favorite Jon Huber memories, whether they be Brody Lee or Luke Harper?
I have to go back to when he tag teamed with Eric Rowan, and also he was teaming with either Cena or Orton. I love his versatility. Didn't matter whether he's singles or tag team. He's just a great athlete who could move like a lightweight, and he just did some innovative things, and that's what I'll take away. Just in WWE, AEW, didn't matter. His lasting
legacy. I'm sure he's going to say legacy or something. Is that he was a great worker, and it appears that like he was a better family man. It's crazy how the wrestling business, like they all talk about how much he loved his children.
Yep.
And at All Elite Wrestling a couple weeks ago, his son, got to take part in a little angle, but it sounds like his son was always a part of his life and a part of wrestling with him. So that's amazing. And that's, I think that's very, something I can look up to. Sometimes I look at my daughter and I want to keep her as far away from professional wrestling as ever. Like I don't want him around. I don't want her around. Any wrestler ever, any my friends, my enemies, whatever, my competition, myself, like I'm not myself, I'm okay, but like I don't want her around the business. But it sounds like he was able to find that like happy medium with his wife and his family and stuff, and it's very honorable and I look up to it. I wish I could do the same.
For sure. Tyler's giving you the cornet stare right now. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry, Tyler. Don't finish my sentences, brother.
Let's go to Ref Amy.
So I love Luke Harper, but it was nice, like I said with Gallows and Anderson when they were released from WWE and went to Impact. It was nice to see Brody Lee in AEW because it felt like the cuffs were off. a lot like what you said with FTR. It felt like he was trying new things. He was trying to be himself. And there was a lot of misfires. Like I think we could all agree that the Dark Order has been kind of like ups and downs with everything that's going on. But one of the things I've really enjoyed, and I've actually been like mass retweeting it on my Twitter, is everything they've been doing during the Being Elite show, the little web show. Watching the Dark Order during that show, I know it's comedy and it like sometimes like it doesn't match up with what they're doing on TV, but just watching them joke around and like him yelling and screaming the F-bombs at them, hitting them with pieces of paper, like they're having so much fun, and it's just so nice to see, given 2020, people having fun and enjoying themselves. And you could tell like there's a major loss there with them being gone, but like the memories with them are always going to be there.
For sure. Ivy.
I definitely was a big fan of when he had the whole Luke Harper thing going on. I love when the Wyatts were together, especially like when they first came in and everything was like super eerie and creepy and had that like Louisiana like rocking chair thing and all that. I definitely enjoyed one of the matches. It was Randy Orton and Luke Harper versus Bray and Eric Rowan. That was on SmackDown a few years ago, and I thought that was it was cool to see him work with somebody other than the Wyatts at that time. And then he moved to AEW, and I think he just developed that more individuality. We got to see a little bit more of who he was as a person, and I feel I actually scrolled through, social media. Like I looked through his Instagram page, and one of the things about him and, him unfortunately passing, we tend to forget, that these wrestlers are just a normal person outside of the ring. So to really kind of scroll through and see so many pictures of him as a family man, and that's one of the things that he is most complimented on, over the last 24 hours, is being such a good, father and husband. And I think it's really great to see how the wrestling community has come together from every angle. You've got your WWE people, you've got your AEW people, you've got people from the indies that have worked with him who, are all kind of chiming in and saying what a great person that he was, and how, it all kind of came back to just him being a good person and being a father and being a husband. It really humanized him in a way that we don't always get to see in the wrestling world. We remember these people, based on what their gimmick is. But to see that he is not just remembered as being Brody Lee or Luke Harper, but to see him being remembered as a person, I think is one of the greatest things.
For sure. Big Daddy V.
So, as a wrestler, when they broke up, when they had the Wyatt family going, he was always excellent. He was always a standout, like probably the best worker in the Wyatt family. And then when he left the Wyatt family and he had that singles run as just Harper, and he wrestled Dolph Ziggler in that ladder match. Wonderful. Yep. That was the best thing I've ever seen him do. It was so good. And it was, I thought he was on the cusp of being a main event guy because of his size, because he looked like Bruiser Brody. And it was all there. And that was awesome. And whatever kept him from ascending or whatever to the next level, and what they going back into the Bludgeon Brothers thing or whatever that was, it doesn't matter. He's really, really good. And then seeing someone that size, he has a great look, the beard. And then I guess being that guy who like everybody really liked, it's there's some of those guys too, we have those guys in our locker room too. Everybody really, really likes the guy, and that's important. And then just it also makes you think he's 41 years old, and he had a disease come up on him, and maybe we don't exactly know, but he knew about it for, let's say, a month or 2 months, probably almost 2.5 months or something like that, approximately, if the timeline's whatever. And then he just passes away. It's such a horrible thing, a reminder, like life is so fleeting, to enjoy every single moment that you have. I always tell everyone, sometimes intimidating manner, but to enjoy the process, to like this process, like the process. And it seems like he was that type of person, to like the process. And it shows that when you could get a disease and die at 41 without, he was a healthy and shaped person. Yeah. That could happen to you. So it's a reminder, to love what you do, enjoy what you do, and live your absolute best. So it's kind of like one of those reminders, you know,
Mhm.
that you get once in a while, and hopefully a very rare reminder, you know. And it's also a thing like, it's a weird thing because wrestlers used to just die all the time. Remember, like there's a lot of cocaine and steroids and
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of stuff, abuse in wrestling, and it hasn't stopped. But it shows like that how rare. What is Amy laughing about? But it shows how rare. You know, it hasn't stopped in wrestling, but it shows how rare that is happening now. It's not happening like
Right.
it used to. It used to be right. Like every year there was like 5 or 6 guys. So there's that, you know, silver lining in all of this. That it's a disease that just came and it took him away, and everybody loved him. But you know, it seems like wrestling's very different, and you know, he seemed like to do all the right things. But even if you do all the right things, you could something horrible could happen to you, you know. And so it's just a reminder, like a reminder in life, that it's like you want to live the best moments. And from what his friends have said, he seems to be living that. And like when you watch being the elite, he's funny and he's enjoying himself. So even if, you know, everyone doesn't have to love a character, but if they're having fun doing it, it's probably more important in the long run.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
so
That
I
overall
think this-
happiness.
where it's huge. I think it's a huge good example on how to live your life. You know,
Exactly.
and man, but it does get me. You know, now that he's gone, like death is so definitive. He's gone. You know, it's such a huge take away, like the fact that like what's most important is our personal lives, like my family, your mother, your father, your sons and daughters. But like, it was a huge wasted opportunity for potential for all companies. I'm not like saying oh, this company, because like, and maybe he didn't want to do it, but he could have been like that. He had that look and he had the tools, you know, to be great. So, you know, but he wanted, you know, he lived a good life, obviously. So it's really sad and tragic. And, you know, I hope the best for his family and his kids, you know, like I think Bray Wyatt put it best when he said he'll put over his son in dark matches in the future. I love stuff like that. You know, that's the type of stuff that's more meaningful than winning the AEW championship or whatever. So.
Right. For sure.
Definitely.
I think some of my favorite memories about Luke Harper and or Brody Lee, the tag matches that he and Eric Rowan had against the Usos were just incredible. You know, the 6-man tag against the Shield is held up there as being a masterpiece by a lot of fans, and I want to go back and rewatch that match this week and just kind of take the time to really look at it. And then, you know, his most recent match, his last wrestling match ever, that dog collar match with Cody, was fantastic. It was well done.
And apparently he had found out already something was wrong, so he had that in his mind while that was going on too. You know, he could easily have, you know, lost his smile, dropped his belt, and disappeared. But he you know,
he continued. He pushed through.
Yeah. So I think that those are some of my best memories of watching him as a performer, and you know, I think we're all gonna miss him. You know, we're gonna miss seeing him on our screens, and we're all gonna miss that smile, right? Because he had a very distinctive smile on screen. Now I think that the best way to end this this show is to do a couple plugs and then end it the way that he would have. And by a couple plugs, I mean go watch a live wrestling on Coastal Championship Wrestling's YouTube.
The Colognes defend their CCW Tag Team Championship this Tuesday, 7 p.m. versus Johnny Walker and Will Austin. So you better watch that.
Boom. Go check out thebuzz.com and read all of Tyler's dirt sheet nonsense. Okay.
And make sure you get the real Buzz, not the fake one that weird guy is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the Fuzz. Everyone thought it was a police magazine.
Go
all right, Tyler, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you.
Go subscribe to Ivy's OnlyFans. You know, make sure you send her a little bit of love. Holiday discounts. If you ask really nicely and offer her fun things, she gives you the family and friends discount. It's fun, you know.
Family discounts on OnlyFans. I love it. It's right up my alley.
Well, it's for her dad's. It's for her dad's friend in the long underwear.
Oh, man.
Dad's friend.
It's for her dad's friend. You know, and last but not least, please remember to go like, comment, share, subscribe. Please remember to follow us on Twitter and Instagram and on Facebook at Wre-Wind Podcast, WREWIND PODCAST. Wrestle Game Rewind trailer for the next season of Wrestle Game Rewind is coming out on the 31st. So be on the lookout for that. Tyler's got some exciting stuff going on. Check him out at /Arbiter on Twitch. And my friends, I think that the best way to end this is to say happy holidays, stay safe, enjoy the rest of your 2020. Look forward to what comes in 2021 because it's Sunday and you know what that means.